Have you ever tried to accomplish something great, yet you get really overwhelmed, or maybe you feel uncomfortable sharing what you want to make or do with other people? Having started this channel, I've been having a lot of these feelings, and I don't think it's just me. I think a lot of people go through this. But I turned on one of my favorite movies of all time recently, and it taught me a pretty powerful lesson. So Creed is an awesome story about overcoming overwhelming odds, but there's an underlying theme that really sticks out to me, and I think it's best shown in these two scenes right here.
Why do you want to fight? I get why they want to fight you. I know what they're fighting for. What about you? Listen to me, you got everything to lose. He's got nothing to lose. When a fighter ain't got nothing to lose, he's dangerous.
I'm dangerous. You think I'm gonna lose?
I have to fight him again.
I don't want to be that person to stop you. But I don't want to end up like your mom, alone.
I feel you.
Do you? And it's not just us anymore, D.
I know it sounds crazy doing all this all over again. But this won't be the end of me. Or you. It can't be, because we're a team.
We weren't a team when you took the fight the last time.
You right. I'm sorry.
So in between these two scenes, Adonis learns a hard lesson. You can't fight for your pride, and your worth, your value, doesn't lie in what you do or what you accomplish, which in our culture, that seems kind of shocking. And when I first learned about this concept, it took me back a bit because it didn't make a whole lot of sense. Let's look at some of the scenes in this movie and see how they portray this principle.
I don't want to talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft.
So Adonis and Victor both start out fighting for the wrong reasons. Different reasons, but wrong reasons nonetheless.
Przyjaciel ludzi, jste radí, just radí nás. Radí тебя.
Эти люди выгнали тебя из России. Что мы здесь делаем?
В странном будущее.
Я даже не знаю эту женщину. Она нам чужая.
Виктор.
Она бросила тебя. Они все отвернулись от тебя. Стыдили тебя.
Я проиграл. Я проиграл. Но ты не проиграешь.
Victor grew up as an outcast. He has been carrying his father's burdens on his back since he was born. He and his father were cast out of society, and his mother left him, and his country essentially kicked him out. So then we have to ask, why is he fighting? Is he fighting for his country to return? Is he fighting for his dad's approval? Is he fighting for his mom's approval? For revenge? Why is he fighting? In the scene that we just watched, we get an answer to that. And we can see from his reaction that winning the fight, accomplishing what he set out to accomplish, doesn't bring him any joy, happiness, or satisfaction. So jumping over to Ivan, Victor's father's perspective for a second, when he lost to Rocky years ago, his worth in his eyes went down because his country looked down on him and his wife looked down on him, and they cast him out.
Поэтому она ушла от нас. Поэтому.
So now Victor is carrying the same burden, and he has all this pressure to raise his worth and raise his father's worth in the eyes of his country, in the eyes of his mother. So the problem here is he's tying his worth to what other people think of him. And you might look at the movie and say, well, he's tying his worth to accomplishments like anyone would, but what do the accomplishments do for them? They change how people see him, which is what he's really going after. And unfortunately, Adonis makes the same mistake. So Adonis is on top of the world. He's the world heavyweight champion. He's married. He has nice stuff. He's about to have a baby. So why does he want to fight? And the answer might seem obvious, and it's not just to push the plot along. It seems like he wants revenge, and he has his pride wrapped up in this fight. He goes into the fight wanting to prove himself, wanting to accomplish something, to prove himself to other people. And we can see what happens to him after. And I'm not talking about the physical condition that he's in. I'm talking the mental condition that he's in. He seems to be very depressed for months after this fight because he has just been destroyed mentally. In the beginning of the movie, we can kind of sense that he's not going to win or he's not going to do very well when he's talking to Rocky about wanting to join the fight, and we can scream at the TV and be like, why are you doing that? But don't we all do this in some way, shape, or form? I think subconsciously we want to accomplish something because it'll raise how other people see us and therefore raise how we feel about ourselves. And I'll just share in my personal experience. Every time I try to create, I compare myself to people who may be accomplishing more, people who may be not accomplishing as much. It's an immediate comparison, and it just adds to the overwhelm and stress of trying to create, rather than letting it go and just focusing on what I'm doing and just having fun with what I'm doing. And so we see after the first fight that Adonis goes through a process of learning how to do that.
I shouldn't have put you through that.
Then why? Why do it again? What do you have to prove?
It's not about that. You wouldn't be any good to anybody if you didn't do what you love. You wouldn't be able to breathe, right? Well, I wouldn't be any good to anybody if I don't handle this the right way. But I need you.
So even though it's the same topic, why does it feel like a different conversation than the one that he had with Rocky? I mean, he was humbled, but there's more going on here. So let's look at what has happened to him in the last few months. He gets absolutely demolished. His worst fears are realized. He's not the best. He didn't avenge his father. Rocky leaves him. It all just sucks. But then things start to turn around for him. He has a kid. He reunites with Rocky. Him and his wife seem to be having a great relationship and are being awesome parents. So then why does he choose to fight again? What is that motivation? What pushes him? This scene from the movie made me think of a quote from a book called Feeling Good. The question may occur to you, if I gave up my belief that success adds to my personal worth, then what would be the point in doing anything? If you stay in bed all day, the probability that you will bump into something or someone that will make your day a little brighter is very small. Furthermore, there can be enormous satisfaction from daily living that are totally independent of any concept of personal worth. He continues to talk about his experience writing this book. The exhilaration comes from the creative process, pulling ideas together, editing, watching clumsy sentences sharpen up, and wondering how the reader will react when you read this. This process is an exciting adventure. So the author is saying that the trial and error in the process of writing this book is giving him joy. Adonis isn't fighting for revenge anymore. He's fighting because it's a part of what gives him joy. It's a part of who he is. And he's able to take this mindset to train and push himself harder and push himself enough to be able to accomplish his goal. The overall lesson that I take out of Creed 2 is that your worth isn't dependent on other people. And some might even say that worth altogether doesn't exist and that we're all the same. And that there's no reason to worry about making your worth go higher or being afraid that it'll go lower. or comparing yourself to other people, because if your worth doesn't exist, their worth doesn't exist, and we're all just people living lives. No one's better or worse than each other. We're all deserving of love. As I started to adopt this mindset, I've been better able to create and make videos and make other arts and crafts, other things that I enjoy, without feeling any pressure about comparing to anybody else, without feeling any subconscious pressure about proving anything to anyone. I'm just doing it because I enjoy doing it. And I think because of that, I've been able to push myself a little bit more, and I've been able to make things that I'm more proud of. So everyone, if you want to discuss this topic further in the comments, that would be awesome. I'll be there, ready to give my own thoughts and opinions, listen to your thoughts and opinions, and discuss them. I think that would be fun. But thanks for watching or listening. If you were listening, you can find the video version on my channel, Good Snack. If you're watching this, you can find an audio version of this and hopefully a continuation of this series anywhere you can find podcasts under Good Snack as well. I hope you guys have a fantastic